Welcome to the Turtle Optimist podcast. Today I am bringing Monica on, and we are going to talk about something I'm really excited about. For several months, I was following Monica on social media, and she was explaining about her hair journey. And that's what I'm going to call it, but basically embracing the gray as we age. So before we start, I would like Monica, you to introduce yourself to everybody watching.
Hello, everyone. My name is Monica, and Jenny and I have known each other for several years. It's been a long time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I was really excited to get the invitation to speak about my hair journey today. You want me to tell what area I live in?
Sure, whatever you want
Okay,
to
so
share.
I live in the DC metro area, and I guess that's pretty much it.
Okay, this is great. I'm really excited about this topic. So first off, I just want to start off with what prompted you to begin your gray hair journey, and what made you decide to document it on social media?
Okay. So when I first started to go gray, it was years ago, at least over 10 years ago.
Hmm.
And I felt like I was still young.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people associate gray hair with being older. But my mom grayed pretty early. And so because my mom passed away, I was going to embrace it back then. But my sister-in-law was like, no, Monica, because she's a hairstylist. She
Mm-hmm.
was like, I can do like a demi permanent color for you. It's like temporary. And if you don't like it, then you can, embrace your gray. So I said, okay. But what people don't realize is once you start dyeing your hair, as it grows out, it doesn't look the same as if you would have just let your hair go gray. So
Right.
she dyed it as like a red, like it was a bright red. And so
Mm-hmm.
in order to make it continue to look, you know, decent, I had to continue to go and get it redone. And then after a while, it started fading. And so I went to permanent instead of demi-permanent. And so when you do that, I mean, it's really a demarcation when you start growing your hair out. So after some time, I decided I wanted to learn how to swim. And I knew with the dye and, the chlorine in the pool,
Maureen.
that
Mm-hmm.
probably would not work, especially because I was wearing my hair red at the time. So I decided, you know what, I just want to let my hair grow out. And I was getting it, re-dyed just about every 2 to 3 weeks. It was a bit much. And so I said, you know
Mm-hmm.
what, I'm just going to let it go. COVID
Mm-hmm.
had just happened, and pretty much everyone had to go some time without getting their hair done.
Yes.
So I had gone quite a bit of time without getting my hair done. But then as things started opening back up, I got it re-dyed. And so I was back in business. But it had gotten to maybe I would say about to right here during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just went ahead and got it redone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
it was for swimming. And then the amount of time I had to, and time and money investing and keeping it, you know, up to
Right.
par. Yeah,
Right, right. Yeah. Yeah, and I know that I've colored my hair so many times, so many different colors, and it's expensive,
it is.
especially if you do the permanent because you do get that line and it's yeah. So that
Yeah.
makes complete sense. Yes. Can you describe the different stages of your transition and what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced at each stage?
Well, the first stage, of course, was deciding that this is what I actually wanted to do because there are perceptions about people with gray hair in the field that I work in. A lot of people want to look like they know what they're doing and that they're still young and they're knowledgeable.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you would mind me saying, but I am an interpreter. And so
Hmm.
because I am in front a lot, or people see me when I go to work and they pay attention to how people look when they're in this profession. I didn't want to be known as like a fuddy-duddy,
Hmm.
um, ungroomed. And so I didn't want those stereotypes associated with me. But I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I am who I am. And after seeing several pages on social media, I saw some really beautiful women. And I always thought gray hair was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so we have a coworker whose name is Brenda. I'm not going to say her last name, but she has like stark white hair, and her hair is absolutely beautiful. And I would look at her hair and I'm like, she's absolutely beautiful. And she has it in a very nice cut. And I said, I can do this. I can do this. So I went ahead and made the decision. But so that's the first phase. The second phase is actually maybe 2 weeks, because that's when I would normally get my retouch. And
Mm-hmm.
so just seeing it in the mirror, knowing that I'm not going to get it retouched, um, just looking at it. And so that's the hardest stage. But as it grows further out, it becomes like an ombre, and people think you've done it on purpose. So that became easier and easier as it began to grow out. Now,
Mm-hmm.
as I looked on social media and I saw other people's journeys, the consensus is it takes about 2 years to grow it out. So I knew that it would take about that long. So I had other people to gauge my growth process by.
Mm-hmm.
And so just looking at them and, we began to communicate with each other and just supporting each other. It made those phases as it grew out a little bit easier. But I would say the initial decision and the first 2 to 3 weeks were the hardest. But as the months go by, it gets easier. Now, after that first year, it doesn't matter. I mean, you would have gray all the way down here, and then everything
Mm-hmm.
is like a red ombre, black mixed with as the dye begins to fade as well. The ombre
Mm-hmm.
black or brown,
Mm-hmm.
it became a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Um, how did sharing your journey online impact your own self-perception and confidence?
I would say as I started sharing online, I didn't realize how many people could see the videos. Even
Oh,
when they tell you how many people have watched, I don't think those numbers are accurate because a lot of people were coming up to me telling me, "Oh, I'm watching your videos." Um, and it started with me just washing my hair, just showing people
mm-hmm.
that it's not that bad, washing my hair, especially as a Black woman. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
people to see that going natural,
Mm-hmm.
not dyeing my hair, um, because I've been natural, I would say for maybe 25 years. And when I say natural, that means I don't have a relaxer in my hair. So
Right.
Black women, our hair is more curly, and so we
Mm-hmm.
relax our hair to make it straight. So I haven't had a
Mm-hmm.
relaxer in maybe 22 to 25 years. So I
Wow.
wanted to show that aspect of womanhood as well. The
Mm-hmm.
process of washing it and
Mm-hmm.
then styling it, and then
Mm-hmm.
to add on the fact that it was growing out. I wanted them to see the whole process. So that
Right.
was very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and I really enjoyed the videos because you were showing, the washing, the products, just all of that. And I learned a lot.
Hmm.
And I thought this is a really important topic because, we think about breakage and just everything that comes along with hair. And
Right.
so, and hair for most women is very important. And
Mhm.
so I really loved watching the videos. I don't know if you knew I was watching, but I was watching it. I was telling other people, oh, they should watch these videos because I thought that it was very powerful.
Yes, yes. I really enjoyed making the videos.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What kind of responses did you receive from the online community? And have there been any like particularly memorable or impactful interactions?
So the online community was very supportive. So even those, because there was I think a silver sister. Well, my name was, oh my goodness, because I actually disabled my account, but my
Mhm.
name was Silver Fox.
Oh.
So I was Silver Fox, and we would call ourselves the Silver Sisters. Anyone who was going through this journey. So we became this online community, it just happened organically. Um,
Hmm.
and people would reach out as we saw different posts of videos periodically coming up. We started communicating with each other. Some even met each other in person. They had a meet.
Wow.
Um, Several did that. I never actually met up with anybody, but
Hmm.
I think it was Women's History Month, my
Mm.
first year. They asked everybody to post a video. They had a particular song that everyone was supposed to use as the background music, and they had a certain theme. And so everyone did it. And so the person who initiated it, she pieced all of us together and then she put it on her platform, uh,
Wow.
her page. And so that was very nice. And
Wow.
just encouraging each other was a nice part of posting it on social
Hmm.
media.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Outside of social media, have you experienced any negativity or pushback related to your decision to embrace your gray hair? And then how did you handle it?
So I didn't necessarily experience any pushback. Um, I was, advised, why don't you just cut it? Cut off the dyed hair and
Hmm.
do a big chop. And that's another option that people do. They'll do a big chop. And so
Hmm.
I did look at some very nice haircuts. And but I knew that I wanted my hair to grow out. And so I have it's not really a competition, but it's a friendly competition. Me and my nieces and my sister-in-law, we were trying to figure out how long we can grow our hair. So
Hmm.
even though I decided to go gray, I was still wanting to see how long I could grow my hair. And so to do a big chop wasn't an option for me. And I saw
Hmm.
some beautiful haircuts, but that just wasn't an option for me. So I didn't really
Hmm.
see any pushbacks outside of people saying, why don't you just cut it? Just do a big chop. But once I said my decision, it was no more pushback or anything like that.
Hmm. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
Yep.
What advice would you give to other women who are considering embracing their natural gray hair?
I would say go for it. I believe it was the best decision that I made. Not only am I saving money, I'm saving time, I'm
Mhm.
saving my thoughts of what I'm going to do with my hair. As it's growing out, you try to do styles that conceal the new growth.
Hmm.
So I don't have to do that anymore. And
Hmm.
so that has been a real relief for me.
That's nice. That's good.
Mhm. Yeah.
How has your hair journey influenced your views on aging and beauty standards in general?
So the saying goes, um, fine wine, you get better
Hmm.
with time.
Hmm.
I really do believe as we age, we are more beautiful.
Yes.
And I see a lot of older women, and they might not even be older, but they have embraced their gray. And I am always mesmerized by it. I just think it's so beautiful.
Hmm.
And my mom, she grayed early. And so I always looked up to her and I saw how people were mesmerized by her hair.
Hmm.
And then it's that genetic, um, you know, I couldn't avoid it.
Right.
So it's on my mom's side and my dad's side. Everybody is basically silver. And my mother's mom was all gray and almost like a platinum is
Mm.
gray. I mean, she didn't have any black hair. It was
Wow.
really, really just white.
White.
So I just
Hmm.
knew I couldn't avoid it, especially after I would have to go and, get it retreated every 2 to 3 weeks. I was like, there's no avoiding this. I'm just going to have to let it go. But I think it's absolutely beautiful. And my aunts and my uncles, I just think it looks really nice. My dad is salt and pepper. My
Hmm.
husband is now salt and pepper. And so I think we match because he's salt and pepper, I'm salt and pepper. And so
Yeah.
we're aged well together.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about sometimes like my grandparents' age, that age group, and it seems like a lot of times it was like you colored your hair until you just like physically couldn't go anywhere to
Right.
do it. And then it feels like now, like our generation is embracing it more. And then you have like the generation after us, and I feel like they're going asking to get
They
silver hair,
are.
and it's so interesting. I'm like,
Right.
okay, so yeah, totally different per generation.
Even with they have faux locks, like the dreadlocks. They have faux locks
Yes.
that are silver. They have braids that are silver. Even just a regular cut, you can get it dyed silver. And I don't know if that came from the Marvel with Storm,
Mm,
Halle Berry's role. I mean,
mm-hmm.
gray hair, she
Possibly.
looks absolutely beautiful. But
Yeah.
I noticed that a lot of younger generations are asking to have it done. Mhm,
Yeah. Very
mhm.
interesting. Yeah. Beyond the visual aspect, what are some of the less obvious benefits that you've experienced since going gray? I know that you mentioned you have the time back, you have the money back. Is there anything else that you can think of?
I would say I feel like my hair is a lot healthier. Dye is damaging to our hair. It dries it out.
Mm-hmm,
And so I don't have to worry about that. Even because sometimes you dye it and then you're blow drying it, and then it's all these extra processes just to get the
mm-hmm,
style you want.
mm-hmm,
Hot curling it, all of
mm-hmm,
that adds extra trauma to your hair. So I feel
mm-hmm,
like when I eliminated the dye, my hair has really gotten a lot healthier.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I would agree. I would agree with you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your future plans for advocacy, if that's the right word, for embracing natural beauty?
Hmm. Well, as far as advocacy, I would say I would just, within my circle of influence, just encourage people to just be yourself.
Mm-hmm,
As we are getting older, I feel like that is the best way to address any type of issues you may have about self-esteem, just embracing who you are. I think we are beautiful no matter what skin, hair texture,
mm-hmm,
whatever style you may embrace. I just feel like beauty is deeper than a look. It's all
mm-hmm,
about how you carry yourself. How do people feel when they're around you? That's beauty. It has nothing to do with the look. And just embracing who you are,
mm-hmm,
embracing who
mm-hmm.
you are.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Monica, for coming today to share with us your hair journey. I hope today's discussion has been thought-provoking for the audience, whether they have decided to embrace their gray or not. And this has been a great conversation. Thanks for stopping by.